2025 has the entertainment industry off to a rocky start. Since January 7th, a series of wildfires have ravaged the Los Angeles metropolitan and surrounding areas. As of the time of this recording, 9 fires remain active and countless members of the entertainment community remain displaced. Keep watching to learn how you can help and what else has been affecting our industry in the month of January. If you're new to the channel, my name is Hassiem. I'm an award-winning actor. I've been on TV, I've performed on stages around the country, and as a working actor, I like to stay informed on what's going on in the business, and I'm here to make sure that you stay informed as well. Starting with the elephant in the room, the Los Angeles fires. First and foremost, my thoughts, prayers go out to all who have been affected, and my condolences to those who have lost their lives. This is the most devastating natural disaster in the history of the United States as far as loss due to damage is concerned, and it's really affected our industry. I'm not going to go into too many details on the fires themselves. You can look it up on Google. There's so much information out there. I'm just going to focus on how it has affected our industry. SAG-AFTRA has donated $1 million to the disaster relief fund, but more help is still needed. So if you're able, please support SAG-AFTRA members in need with a donation to the SAG-AFTRA Foundation. Nobody from SAG asked me to say this. I just care about the people in our industry, our colleagues who have been affected. I have friends in LA who I've been texting and checking in on. I have a friend who said she couldn't go outside without a mask on. Thankfully, they're safe, but it's real serious, not just those who have literally lost their homes, but also those who are just kind of in the vicinity and who are being affected by what it's doing to the natural environment. We will make sure to leave a link in the show description to the SAG-AFTRA Foundation so that you can donate if you are willing and able. The primary repercussions that these fires have caused to our industry, some are obvious. Creatives are displaced. Many stars have lost their homes. You've probably seen this on the news. Also, working class actors, working class people in the business, from union members to agents and agents' assistants, have all been affected. Some production has had to halt due to the fires. Just this week, SWAT had to pause production due to a new fire. NCIS was one of the shows that was halted at one point. I think they've resumed production right now. So yeah, the effects of these fires are far-reaching, including into my second news bulletin for the month of January, the Academy Award nominations, which were delayed twice due to the fires, but now voting's closed, the nominations are out, and we know who the nominees are. But they had to cancel the nominees' luncheon due to the fires, which means there will be no class of 2024, class of 2025 group photo, which is a bummer. You know, LA's hurting enough, and this just kind of feels like another knock down the totem pole. But first and foremost, we're concerned about everyone's safety, so it's understandable that the photo shoot was canceled. Now, let's go over some of the major talking points that have come out of this year's nominations. For me, one of the big ones is that there's no clear frontrunner for Best Picture. You know, last year we had Barbie and Oppenheimer. We were sure it's going to be one of those, and it was. This year, you know, we have films like Amelia Perez with 13 nominations leading the pack, but then you have films like Wicked, who have clearly just killed the box office. You have these kind of, I don't know if it's cult following, but another popular film in Dune 2 that is kind of there. And then you have your niche independent film, your artsy nomination in Nickel Boys. So there's like 4 or 5 films that could take home this top prize, and most people in the industry have no idea who it's going to be. And what's another crazy stat is that only one major studio has won the Best Picture award in the last 10 years, and that's Universal. They won last year with Oppenheimer and a few years ago with Green Book, which was not that popular of a film. And when you do a little digging and you discover maybe why Green Book won, well, another talking point out of this year's awards is Amelia Perez. I'm going to connect the dots in a second. Netflix has never won for Best Picture, and it's, I'm going to be honest, intentional. The Academy has been pretty outspoken about their disdain for Netflix because Netflix historically has not allowed theatrical releases, and the Academy feels like a theatrical release is kind of the quintessential moment for a film, and it's kind of an unspoken requirement for these awards. So Netflix has never won. Members of the Academy have been adamant that they don't want it to win. So connecting the dots, the year that Green Book won, there was a Netflix film that was kind of the front runner, and we see what happened. So a lot of folks are curious this year. Amelia Perez, 13 noms, which is like the second highest number of nominations in the history of the Academy Awards. And yet people are pretty bearish on this film taking home the top prize. So we'll see. Another cool stat coming out of this year's nominations is that the horror film The Substance has been nominated for Best Picture. Now, in the history of the Academy Awards, only one horror film has ever won. That was Silence of the Lambs, a personal favorite of mine. Like maybe my second, I'd say like it's on my list of top films. It's maybe number 2 for me. Incredible movie if you haven't seen it already. Yes, it's a horror movie, but it's not like, it's not scary. More like a thriller, if you will. Anyways, The Substance has been nominated, and it joins the pack of only 6 or 7 other horror films in history to be nominated for Best Picture, which is like, yay for The Substance. It's a great movie, but also another sign that there's just no clear front runner. This has been a slow award season, if you will, which connects to some of the news bulletins I've spoken about in the past. It's a direct correlation to the strike. The strike happened, production slowed down, not as many films are being created. We're now feeling those repercussions, and it is affecting our awards season as well. Moving on to my final piece of news for the month. This one was not as shiny or maybe as impactful as the others, but I do think it will affect many of the folks who listen to this show, so I'm going to bring it up, which is Venmo and PayPal have changed their requirements for income reporting. In the past, if you collected $20,000 on Venmo or PayPal from a single user, they required that you report that income to the IRS so that it is taxed appropriately. Now, $20,000 for many folks was like, oh, not a big deal. But then in 2024, they lowered it from $20K to $5,000. Feeling the pressure. This year, they are now saying that if you receive up to $600 from a single user on their platforms, you will need to report that income for tax filing. Why am I bringing it up on this segment? Well, many of the listeners of the show are freelancers and receive income above or below the table through Venmo and PayPal. So I just wanted to like highlight that kind of niche piece of news from the month of January. I think it's important. It will affect me, and it may affect you as well. So there it is, the 3 pieces of news that have affected the entertainment industry and its players in the month of January. And look, guys, I know that this news bulletin seemed a little bleak, but our industry always finds a way to bounce back. LA will be back bigger and better than ever. I've got faith. Now, if you're looking for a little palate cleanser, I recommend you check out a super inspirational clip from an interview I did with Camelot's Matias de la Flor, where he proves that dreams really do come true. And of course, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our other industry guest interviews, Finance for Freelance series, or future monthly news bulletins. My name is Hassiem Muhammad. Till next time, y'all. Peace.